Over 100 million people live in the Philippines, and 60% of them are unemployed. It is certain that the wealth gap between the rich and the poor would never get any bigger. The biggest problem in the nation is drug use, including crack, marijuana, and meth. The entire country has access to these drugs. However, the South Cotabato Rehabilitation and Detention Center becomes the last destination for most users of these drugs. Whether they are drug dealers, rapists, guilty or not guilty, all of the prisoners in this center are awaiting trial. It may take days, weeks, months, or even years to be waiting. They manage to survive despite challenges, a lack of resources, heat, and a conflict of interest between the jail's cattle and the guards. Since release doesn't appear to be happening anytime soon, the majority of prisoners end up considering how to escape. Despite the center being overcrowded, new convicts are admitted there every day. The main concern at the South Cotabato Rehabilitation and Detention Center is if a verdict will ever be made. The basis for the conviction is irrelevant on the inside. Everything is about surviving. It is one of the most overcrowded prisons in the world, with an average population of 2,000 inmates living in a place intended to house 500 prisoners. The prisoners have no privacy at all and are kept in cages like animals. It takes each new prisoner less than an hour to figure out who is in power there. Even the items that new inmates enter with do not stay in their ownership for very long because they are at the bottom of the hierarchy. Usually, the intention is to terrorize and frighten the newbie. The newcomers start off with nothing and have nothing, but they are constantly insecure and afraid. No one ensures the safety of a new prisoner. Each cell has a cell master who determines when the inmates go to bed, eat, or leave the cell. Only those who abide by the rules survive, and new inmates have no say in where they sleep. 150 prisoners are housed in punishment cells in the prison, which are intended for dangerous criminals, repeat offenders, or sick convicts. The cells used for punishment are always locked. The older prisoners are kept in a different cell. Only 5 guards are assigned to patrol the entire compound. The guards must keep a safe distance between themselves and the prisoners. This is done in order to avoid the guards and inmates becoming close friends. The guards' sole responsibility is to protect the outer walls, as there is a government on the inside. The guards deal with fights, attempts to flee, and hunger strikes. The guards only enter the building twice daily to count the prisoners. Only one guard goes to count the 2,000 prisoners who are all gathered in one area. El Presidente is in command of the South Cotabato Rehabilitation and Detention Center. He has assistants, so-called marshals, who are always carrying clubs. Prisoners who disobey the president suffer the consequences in life. Prisoners with money can purchase essentials like cigarettes, meals, and clean water from the jail's kiosk. Those who can't afford must drink groundwater. Because it is simple to transmit diseases like tuberculosis in such circumstances, such people are kept in isolation in order to stop outbreaks. The current president has held the position for 13 years. He was found guilty of killing his nephew in a dispute over property. He has been awaiting his decision for 13 years. Nobody, not even the guards, mess with the president. For control of the jail, the guards rely on this hierarchy.